I did prepare some notes, but I'm not going to read them. I think some of it's already been covered. But basically, what I want to do is thank the park department that put this together for us. So many talented people we got to work with. It was a tremendous amount of work. People were very patient and really spent a lot of time working on things from every detail, from the very conception of the idea to the completion. Just yesterday they put down the sealant. You may be able to still smell the new Tai Chi court smell. Okay. I think the other thing I wanted to say too is that it took a lot of courage. I mean, coming up with an idea like this and trying to push it forward, people aren't always instantly receptive, especially on the political level when we're going to be spending a lot of money. It took a lot of political courage, and it took people really fighting for this, not just doing what they normally do. They had to really fight for this to get it to happen, and we're really appreciative of all of that. So I want to thank the parks again for putting this together for us. It's been a 4-year project for us, and it's been very difficult, but it's been very fun also, and I want to say thank you. So I'm going to introduce some of the members of our Tai Chi Court Committee. I'm going to pass it over to Andy. You want to say a few words? Andy Unger is going to come and talk. We have members who, you can come and speak now. But these are all members that were part of the Wu Wei Tai Chi School, but also students of David Chen. And I'm going to let Andy take it over.
Thanks you all for coming today. I wanted to say something about the words which have been carved into the surface of David's court, because they tell us a little bit about what made his vision of Tai Chi so special. I'd probably do a better job of this if I just read to you what I've written, so that's basically what I'm going to do. David believed strongly in the power of words, in the exchange of ideas about Tai Chi Chuan. He did acknowledge that there were some who became great masters without relying a lot on language to advance their art. But for him, words and pictures provided a mirror of his thoughts, which helped him to communicate the mysteries of Tai Chi, allowed him to communicate his vision of Tai Chi Chuan. David was a talented artist and made many paintings illustrating his Tai Chi ideas. But in his book, When Yin Meets Yang, the illustrations are mostly there to clarify his words. These sketches are lighthearted and direct, helping to focus the meaning of his words, while at the same time inoculating his prose against ever feeling too ponderous. David was an evangelist of the highest order. Tai Chi had opened his eyes to things he had never previously imagined, and he was enormously thankful for this gift. It was in his nature to want to share this blessing with as many others as he could. What he shared was the joy he felt, the deep satisfaction, the wonder of what started for anyone as a set of structured practice routines could take them to such high places. He wanted everyone to see this astonishing opportunity to take advantage of it. So he did everything he could to promote Tai Chi Chuan. In return, he wanted only to see others begin to share the excitement that he felt, to see them drinking at this well. His great dream was to be a student in the class of one of his own students. For David, Tai Chi was art. And as we all know, art is all about self-expression. As in other art forms, there were no absolute truths in Tai Chi. What mattered was your individual understanding, your private interpretation, your own vision. The Tao of Tai Chi Chuan was not just a path to great skill or excellence. It was a journey of self-discovery and self-knowledge, a road to personal fulfillment. When you practice Tai Chi push hands, you were not so much competing with your partner as with yourself. Your struggle was to overcome your own flaws, your inappropriate or misguided impulses. Okay, yeah. For David, Tai Chi was from the beginning as much about the mind and the heart as it was about the body. So he focused on mindfulness instead of technique. He stressed principle over method. He emphasized understanding over prescriptions. David wrote, "You're not doing the movement incorrectly, you're just doing it mindlessly." For anyone seriously pursuing the mysteries of Taiji, there can be something of the occult in the pursuit of Taiji knowledge. It's not that Taiji involves any magic, it just seems to. David understood that this kind of knowledge can't be taught. So as a teacher, he thought of himself as a guide, leading students to personal explorations they would finally have to pursue on their own. Ultimately, Taiji had as many expressions as the number of people who practiced it. But in spite of that, and in spite of the many different schools and styles of Taiji, there was finally only one Taiji Chuan. For David, reaching this understanding was one of the important reasons for delving into the study of Taiji philosophy, because it was only here that one uncovered the principles that united all the different methods. At the philosophical level, all the different schools of Taiji were united. They were one. And yet, though he led his students to these complex questions, as a teacher, he easily dissipated the sense that this difficult road should be discouraging. He was always full of the joy which Taiji gave him, full of stories or experiments, overflowing with enthusiasm about this magical journey. He did not necessarily wait for questions to come to him, but would bring up confusions which he felt his students might be confronting, ways of thinking about Taiji that may not have occurred to them. In every way he could, he tried to illuminate the path to the whole life experience which the practice of Taiji Chuan was for him. He wanted everyone to benefit from what had become for him a true personal treasure, a deep well from which he drew daily and about which he never stopped learning. We have lost David. About that, there is nothing we can do. But in building this court, we hope to have a place to remind us of his vision and his enthusiasm and the joy he felt in Taiji. We're so grateful for the many things all of you have done to make this possible. And we are blessed again to see you today as we dedicate this court. We hope to see you here again many times in the future. Thank you.